What's up, sports investors? How are you doing today? Rothstein here. Welcome back to the Betting Public Sports Show here on YouTube. I'm your beloved host, Fame Rothstein, aka Michael Snackson, aka Bay O Wolf, aka Malcolm Excellence, aka Hacksaw Jim Thuggin. Okay, and we're here to handicap games for today, August 27th, 2022, week zero of the college football season, right? And I got a total of six games for you today, all right? But first and foremost, let's talk a little bit. Um, this is a show about sports wagering, sports gambling. So if you feel like you have an issue with sports betting, you probably don't want to continue to listen to this show. In fact, you shouldn't. You can go talk to your state or your local gamblers anonymous group or gambling help services group, and hopefully they can get you on the path to the straight and narrow. Okay, but those of you who remain, you will become profitable sports investors. All right. Secondly, I need you to go ahead and like this video. Hit that like button. Sorry for the noise in the background. Uh, Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Okay, subscribe. Okay. Um, but most importantly, share the content that you see here on this channel. Okay. Leave a comment. Let me know because get used to leaving comments because that reminds me of my next thing. Because starting September 8th, we got a new show coming, and to be a part of the show, you're going to have to leave comments on here so that we know who you are and can find you. Okay? All right, so let's do that. And one more thing before we continue. Please don't forget to reach out. Let's hook up on social media if we're not already. My Twitter at Biggie Rothstein, BIGGIE ROTHSTEIN. Okay. Instagram at fame underscore Rothstein, FAME underscore ROTHSTEIN, or the backup page where we pay homage to former HBO boxing commentator Larry Merchant with the name at Betting Public, BETTINGPUBLIC. Not a lot of content on there, no recent content, but it's just in case something happens. Um, don't forget my email address, famerothstein at yahoo.com, FAMEROTHSTEIN at yahoo.com. Okay? And like I said, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and sign up for notifications for this channel, the Betting Public Sports Show. And next weekend, I'll have you the name of the new show, and I want you to subscribe to that channel as well, okay? But because you're gonna need to be a subscriber to be a part of it, okay? But yeah, like I said, we're talking about the games for today, August 27th here in college football's week zero. New season, college football, new season for sports bettors. Some new money coming in, new energy. Okay? Because, baseball, that last week was kind of rough for me personally and us. We just, for some reason, just that week, I think I was tired of baseball anyway, wanted to do the new sport anyway. And it was, so football was right on time. Don't worry, we'll continue with baseball throughout to the World Series, to the end of the World Series, all right? But let's talk about the games for today. Okay, first up, we got 4 p.m. Eastern. We've got UConn at Utah State. Okay, now UConn has pretty much always been dreadful in football, whether it was 1AA or Division 1A, whatever, FBS, FCS, whatever. UConn football, it is what it is. But they have a new coach now, Jim Moore Jr., formerly at UCLA, formerly at the Atlanta Falcons in the NFL. Okay, he should bring, from what I understand, he's, changing the culture around a little bit. That's the thing. He's got to first change the culture. And, but Utah State, their coach last year, they had a surprising season. And they come back with their quarterback, Logan Bonner. He threw 36 touchdowns at over 3,600 yards. Okay. Then they got a running back, Calvin Taylor, who's back. He's pretty solid. And they got a couple edge rushers. I'm sorry, Byron Vaughn, and Patrick Joyner. Okay, so Utah State's kind of solid out there, for that conference they're in. I'm not saying these are NFL type players, but they might get a look, at least a cup of coffee on Sunday, right? Um, but like I said, with Coach Jim Murray, you can't change a culture in one game. It's gonna take you're gonna take some lumps, and uh, yeah, I mean, right now, Utah, it started off at 27 and a half, and it was 27 and a minus 27 and a half Utah State for the longest. It just went down to 26 and a half. I wouldn't worry about that. 28 points. I mean, right now it's plus money. It'll probably change overnight, or change, before kickoff. So, just go ahead and take Utah State at the spread, minus 26 and a half, minus 26 and a half, minus 27 and a half. Okay, whatever the spread is, just take Utah State, okay? And then second game, now this game starts at this game starts at 8 p.m. Please pay attention, because these other four college football games I booked them about a week ago. Okay, and they changed nothing significantly. Not wasn't real significant, a point here or there. One keeps going back and forth, but this one, Florida A&M at North Carolina, it's done changed dramatically. It started off yesterday at 34 and a half. When I saw it yesterday, now it's at 42 and a half for North Carolina, minus 42 and a half. It started off at minus 34 and a half North Carolina. Now it's at minus 42 and a half North Carolina. I don't know. North Carolina with a new quarterback, Howell's out of there. He moved on. So I don't know about that one, but I do like the over of 56 and a half. Okay, 56 and a half. I can see, 60 points easily getting put up in that game. North Carolina will put up 60 points, against their own conference foes, much less a FCS team. So we're going to go ahead and take that game to go over 56 and a half, okay? Now, we got a couple more overs too, okay? In fact, the rest are all overs, and they're all after 9 p.m. Eastern, okay? All times Eastern on the Betting Public Sports Show, famed Rothstein Sports Investing Show, right? We've got New Mexico State at Nevada, okay? New Mexico State, they were 2-10 last year, okay? They averaged 22 and a half, about 22 and a half points a game, and gave up 40, almost 40 and a half a game, okay? We got DJ McCullough. He's his cornerback. He's back. I mean, he's about their best player that's coming back. Now, Nevada, they lost Carson Strong. He's in the NFL with Philly, right? But they still got a solid D line, Don Peterson. And they still got a solid front seven. Both sides. Peterson on defense, Aaron Frost on offense. Tua Taola, the running back. They still got a solid offense. Just got to find out who's going to be that quarterback. Carson Strong is that's a lot to replace. You know what I'm saying? But right now, whatever the over's at, like 40 and a half, 49 and a half, 50, whatever the over is, when you book it, take the over. As long as it's no more than 52, 53, take it, right around 50, 51. But yeah, take that over. It's going to go over. Just because New Mexico State, again, it's just kind of hard to change the culture in one game. Defense don't automatically step up, all right? And then we've got the North Texas Mean Green at UTEP, okay? The Mean Green comes back with Roderick Burns, wide receiver, and Damon Ward. Okay, those are their best players. They were 6-7 last year, 5-3 in the conference. I mean, they put up points. and they're going against UTEP. Uh, they were 7-6 last year. They averaged 25 points a game last year, and they gave up like 25. Okay, a game. Their quarterback Gavin Richardson, he's back. Threw for 3,200 yards, but he was like 18 picks, 18. I think he had 18 touchdowns, 18 picks, like 1 for 1, something like that. But as a experienced quarterback with a year under his belt, he'll fix that. So that's why I'm like in the over in that game. Got a Texas, state rivalry game too. I'm like in the over in that game as well. Right now is again, like I said, it's at 50, 50 and a half, 49 and a half, right around there. Just take that over, okay? And then the last football game, okay, is we're going out to the Pacific. Vanderbilt at Hawaii. Okay, SEC going off the mainland to go play out in Hawaii. Okay, uh, Vanderbilt, they come back. They were 2-10 last year. Okay, they only averaged 15.8 games a game, 15.3, 15.8 points a game, and they gave up like 35.8. Okay, they come back with Mike Wright. He played a little bit. He wasn't the like full year starter. He played a little bit last year. He's like he had like 100. He threw 175 passes, 53.1% completion percentage. Not bad. Obviously, not going to win you the SEC, but that's not bad for Vanderbilt. And he threw over 1,000 yards. Okay, 8 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's more of a runner than he is a dual threat, but you can deal. You can he can get you. He'll move the ball for you. Okay, and he's going against Hawaii, who was 6-7 last year. He scored 28 points a game last year. Gave up 31 and a half again last year. Okay, got a really solid offensive line. Jim Manning, he's had 47 starts on the offensive line for Hawaii. Okay, so he's experienced. And then they've got Hugh Nelson the second, a cornerback. So they got some solid players all the way around. Blessman, Tyala, a defensive lineman. But the problem is when it's Hawaii at home, especially non-conference, always take the over. Especially non-conference or a bad conference team. Always take the over. Okay? And right now the over is at like 50, 51, 50 and a half, somewhere around there. Take the over. Okay? With that one. And the last game I got for you today is some baseball. We've got the New York Yankees at the Oakland Athletics. Okay? We got, I don't know who the Yankees pitcher is. I'm not looking at that because I'm looking at this Oakland pitcher, and it's Adam Oller. And he's 2-6 with a 6.41 ERA, 1.69 WHIP, the 7.71 ERA at home. I'm taking Judge to do some damage, okay? Take Judge for over 1.5 total bases, over 2 total bases, whatever site you're on. If it's 3, take 3. I'm saying he's going to hit a double and a single, probably a bomb, But yeah, take him for over 1.5 at least bases, all right? Adam Judge, all right? That should be about minus 130, all right? So let's recap. College football, okay, starting at 4 p.m. Okay, we got UConn at Utah State. We're taking Utah State minus 27.5, okay? Or whatever the spread is when you book it. If it's minus 26.5, you want to tease it down a little bit to give yourself a little more wiggle room, that's fine. But I'm taking it as it was when I booked it last week, minus 27.5, all right? And then that's the 4 p.m. Eastern hour. 9 p.m., we've got 2 of them. New Mexico State at Nevada. We're going to take that game to go over 50.5, okay? Or 50, whatever it is. Like I said, once again, that's a spread time. Whatever it is at the spread, take it, okay? Same thing with the other 9 p.m. North Texas at UTEP. Take the over. 50 points, whether it's right around there, 50, 51, whatever it is, take that over, okay? And then at midnight, you got Hawaii hosting Vanderbilt. We're taking uh, that game to go over 54 and a half. I'm sorry if I said something earlier. It's 54 and a half, okay? We're going to take that game to go over 54 and a half, okay? And then lastly, baseball, taking Aaron Judge over 1.5 total bases, all right? So there you have it. You got plenty of time to get online, get in line, and get to the bag. And you know the show's motto: if there's games to be played, there's money to be made. I'll be back tomorrow, podcast only, uh, with more action. But in the meantime, let's hook up on social media. I gave you my social media hookups, all right? So let's get after the bag this first day of college football. Let's start college football sports betting off with a bang, all right? And we'll be back tomorrow on the podcast to talk about it. But until then, everybody stay safe. Be well. Peace.